Hello guys, welcome to yet another CSS battle. In this battle we will be attempting target 34, that is Christmas tree, which is from the battle number 7 of Backface. So do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, and let's go. Yeah, so welcome back. So today we will be we'll be achieving this particular target. It's a Christmas tree. In my previous videos, one of our friends commented like he was not able to understand the way we write the code because we did not leave any spaces. So this target we are not doing a battle as in battle per se, but we'll be writing a code in a neater way so that you can understand, and we'll be following some of the principles that we'll still use variables, but I'll explain you when I use them and how I use them. Okay, so with that, let's get started. So as usual, let's start with the style sheets. In the style, when you're doing a normal programming, means when you're writing a normal CSS, you would basically like to clear out your margins and the padding. The reason we do this is because your browser has a default margin and padding. Your user agent style sheet has a default margin and padding which affects your entire positioning and location and stuff like that. And the third most important property that you would be setting is like box sizing. So basically you're telling like when you follow the box model, you want to arrange the size as in either the border box or the content box. So you want to count the height and the width of the content or the entire border. So if you give a border box, so box sizing should be border box. So basically your border width and height means the thickness of the border is also included within that. So this is the basic thing, very minimalistic initialization that you can do to avoid user agent style sheet interference with your CSS code. After this, let's jump to our coding. So we have to change our body tags background. So basically the background color given here is to be 007065. So we'll have background. Yep. The third thing we do is like we'll be using one of the elements. So let's say I'm going to use p tags. Okay, and we are going to position this absolute. Uh, the reason we need to give position absolute is you can define from top left the position on the screen. So before we position something, we need to see something on the screen. So for that purpose, let's add a let's add something with a background of red color. Let's have padding of 5 pixels, top 0. So basically if you see, there's nothing coming up right now. uh, so let's say background color to be red. Let's give height and the width, height 100, width 200. Oh, and the reason why it is not coming is like we have not given a p tag. So p tag is normally where you write in your HTML. So everything written below the style is either you can write this in a separate CSS style sheet, or you can have it within a style tag inside the HTML. And in the HTML we have a p tag which is equal to p open and close. So basically p tag is a self-closing tag, but I'll write this so that you'll know what is the best way of programming. So the next thing is like we'll position this to this particular level. So we'll have from left, we'll give 50%. So basically it is shifting 50% from the left, and from top we'll give 50%. So it has shifted to the bottom from the top 50%. Then transform. will translate minus 50%, comma, minus 50%. So basically that's the center of the screen. The height looks right, but the width is not. So I think the width should be 250. Okay, the width also looks great. So now what we are going to see is like there are some of these things that we'll change. So basically first we need to make this as a rectangle. So one of the way to do rectangle is by using border. Then let's give the border to be solid. We want border color. So basically for border color we'll be giving the center one, that is this color, and transparent. So basically I'll explain you what that is. Like you have the top and the bottom border to be of this particular color, and right and the left is like transparent, or you can also put hash 000 and one more zero for transparent, or anything with a zero. It can be even 1111 and 0, or 111 and 0. So basically it is like 0% opacity for whatever RGB color you have given. We don't want the background, but basically I want to increase the width of the border. Let's say the top border should be 0 pixel, the bottom would be as it is, the right hand should be 100 and the left hand should be 100. But the width of this should be like 125 from the right and the left, and from top and the bottom it should be 0 and 100. So we'll do that by giving border width. The reason I'm letting the background stay there so that you can understand what the box sizing is for. I'll remove the box sizing and also show you like what happens. So border width, let's give from top we want 0, then we want 125 pixel on left and right, then we want 100 pixel. So basically if you see, that's all we need. Okay, so 100 pixel. So that's the border, and basically 125 is going to take the same 125 for the right hand side. Now if we remove this border box, and so this is how you get the shape. So basically what it is doing is like it is adding the width of the border to the height and the width of your container. So if you write border box sizing to be border box, so basically it is calculating all the dimensions including the borders, not excluding the borders, not only the content. Okay, so now let's remove the background red. We don't need the background red. So basically, as you understood, there are two borders, the top and the bottom border. Left and the right are transparent, we are pushing them 125 inside, and the bottom border we are extending to 100 on the top. We do need height and the width. No, we can do away with height and the width, because border we have already given the width which is calculated. Now if you see, there are two more triangles, the top and the bottom one, and for this we are going to use the same thing, but only thing that is changing is one is the border color, this particular variable, and the second thing that will change would be the translate on the y-axis. X-axis is going to be the same, only the y-axis is going to differ. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this 2 in variable. So basically I'll define a variable for uh, let me give BC or border color, okay, to be the variable, and comma. So basically what we have done here is we have created a variable which is named BC, and it has a default value of this. So basically the center triangle will have that value, and the transform for this y will create a variable again. So how a variable is like, you can have a variable, then you can have a variable name and its default value in the comma. So basically I'm going to put this default value in a comma over here, and this I'm going to replace instead of minus 50%. So ultimately it's going to be the same, but what advantage we get is we can Instead of writing these things again and again, you can easily use style directly on top and only have these two parameters change, which will give us the entire. So I'm opening and the closing the p tag. So basically you need not close the p tag when it comes to CSS Battle, but it's a good programming practice to write the p tag in your normal HTML code as a developer, so that you understand where your content is and what is the frame. So ultimately when you go in production and whatever code reduction technique you use, ultimately it's going to change according to that. But best practice for a developer should be like you should have a complete p tag. And then as I said, there are two squares, one is at the below and the above one. So first let me take the above one, that would be the last p tag, because it is tagged, so whatever you put in the last comes on top. So we'll style this. uh, in the style we said like we are only going to change two variable. One is the background color, so the background color for this would be, as we see, this color, and we need to change the y-axis location. Instead of -50, let me see if I give -100%. See, that sounds exactly amazing, right? So that's the reason I use variable, so we need not write another p tag or something like that, so it will easily understand. The next thing we can do is like the same thing, but so here we are going to give the third triangle color, which is going to be this. Ultimately it's not going to be seen because it is lying just underneath this. So if I just reduce this to -90%, you will be able to see it. It is just below the top triangle because -100% was the top triangle. So if this is 100, this is 50, then the lower triangle should be at 0, which is quite easy calculation. So with this we can see like it has completed. We have completed this, and this should be a perfect non. I have not reduced the spaces, I have not written this code as per the CSS Battle, not for the CSS Battle, but this is basically for our understanding. So I'm creating a bottom triangle, the middle triangle, and the top triangle, which is positioned on y 0%, 50% by default, and 100% on top, with the background color of, as you see, this is the third triangle color. Then the second triangle color is by default written here, and the top triangle color would be the light white. So if we submit this code, this is going to be 100% match, no doubt on it. So it's an 100% match. I have already done this CSS challenge. I have completed when this challenge was out. So uh, we are doing this again just so that we can understand this code better. And for CSS Battle, normally to reduce the code, I remove of this. So for people those who are learning CSS, this is where you end this video and you go off. And from now on, we are going to see, like for CSS Battle players, how to reduce the code from here to further down. So I'm going to remove the closing p tags and bring them in line. So basically I have the three triangles here: triangle 1, triangle 2 p tag, which is the default styles, and triangle 3 styles. Then I will be removing these spaces. So the top 50%, left 50% is the popular way of centering an element on the screen. It's very popular. So basically I have removed all the spaces, nothing else I have done. I haven't changed any other part of the coding, which gives us 290 characters. If we submit, it's going to be the same. There are a few things which we can do it otherwise, like in the ending we don't need this few stuff. Yep, everything else looks to be fine. There is nothing else we could do. Yeah, that variable. So 286 characters from here, and that's a 100% match. And this is how I reduce the code uh, for CSS Battle. Okay, with this, let's end this video. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and please do hit the like button so that this video can reach as many people as possible, and it would be easy for them to understand CSS. I will be coming out with a series on HTML basics and CSS basics and JavaScript basics, and it's going to be a very extensive training, but it will take some time because I want to provide a quality content and the best practice that you could follow. So it is going to take time, and if you like to form a team, and if you're interested to collaborate with me, please feel free to get in touch. Please leave me a comment, please leave me a DM. I have my contact in my info page, so you can see that and you can leave me a mail. I'll go through it and let's see if we can work out together. And with that, let's end this video. Have a great day.